Good morning. Thank you, Sterling, for that wonderful introduction. In my past life, I was a second grade teacher, so I thought I was going to have to corral everyone together, but this is so beautifully done. Well, like Sterling said, my name is Angel. I think I know most of you here, so if I know you, welcome. If I don't know you, I'm excited to meet you and look forward to talking to you after. And I'm just so happy today with our panel and for you to explore some of the connections between ECS and St. Paul's Cathedral, two organizations that I really, really love and have a really deep place in my life. One, because I work for ECS, and also I'm an active member here at the Cathedral for about 3 years and also serve on chapter. So I'm excited to bring those two worlds together. So thank you for joining me on this journey today. Let's see. ECS's mission and vision is to break barriers and transform communities through our programs rooted in our tradition of action and faith in God. Our vision is to create an abundant and equitable society where all have unlimited potential. And it's through this shared commitment that we're able to truly make a difference. To set the stage for today's conversation, I'm going to begin by playing a quick video about the work that ECS does in the community.
Every sunrise brings a new opportunity for hope and transformation. At Episcopal Community Services, our impactful programs open doors to early childhood education, fortify behavioral health for countless individuals and families, and break cycles of hardship to advance equity and opportunity throughout our region. Health and Human Services programs like our Alcohol Counseling Community Outreach Drop-In Initiative, more commonly known as ACCORD, annually helps more than 3,400 adults arrested for DUI reclaim their lives with drug and alcohol treatment. Central East Regional Recovery Center, or CERC, offers outpatient treatment for substance use disorders and mental health support to aid in recovery. Head Start and Early Head Start offers bilingual education programs for low-income children from infancy to age 5, with wraparound support for the entire family. Para las Familias, or PLF, provides bilingual mental health services to children and their caregivers, nurturing strong connections and fostering resilience during adversity. Our two safe havens, Uptown Safe Haven and the Community Harm Reduction Team Safe Haven, referred to as CHART, provide transitional housing and evidence-based care to support homeless adults with moderate to severe mental health and substance use disorders on their path to wellness. ECS reaches more than 7,000 clients annually, with a team of 450 staff ready to provide comprehensive wraparound services based on a trauma-informed, strengths-based, needs-driven approach. Sandra, a former Head Start parent and Para las Familias client, learned firsthand about ECS's capabilities to guide her family through personalized support plans that address both immediate and long-term needs.
My name is Sandra Huerta. I'm the biological grandmother of Isaac and Isabella Miranda, and I'm also their adopted mother. Isabella and Isaac's mother was diagnosed with bipolar at the age of 15. Sometime in her 20s, she started excessive drinking and drug abuse, and it just went downhill from there.
Isaac used to scream a lot. Initially, we thought he had autistic. That's how he communicated. If he got upset, he would really scream. With Head Start, they had a lady come in and she would help tutor the kids and prepare them for school. And that helped my mom tremendously.
When I started working with Isabella and Isaac, I noticed that they were very defensive when I tried to approach them. You know, they were shy, but at the same time intimidated. They would put that barrier, right? It was hard for Isabella to open to me because she was wondering what comes next. But once she noticed that I was the teacher, I was the one who was coming to do fun stuff, she started to see me differently than a social worker. Miss Sandra let me know that the family was already taken care by Para las Familias, and they were helping the kids and the entire family as a group.
The impact that I saw that PLF had on Isaac was a really long-term impact. He started at PLF when he was newly adopted, and he worked with a therapist here at PLF, really focused on what the trauma is of that shift, but also the possibility of having a story of transitioning from his biological mother's care to his adoptive mother's care.
We would discuss my concerns, and it was a good, back and forth feedback. And it really gave me a sense of peace.
For me to be able to contact the specialist and acknowledge the situation the family is going through and work together for a better way to serve the family is the most grateful part of this program. Now, this family has grown so much because of the help of ECS and Para las Familias.
One of the things that I like about ECS wraparound services is that we give holistic support to children and families so that they can thrive. For example, Isaac and his family received support from PLF therapists, but also at ECS Head Start, so that he could really reach the goals he needed to.
My hope for Isabella and Isaac is that they go to college and become successful adults. I feel that ECS has helped them on that path to success.
Head Start is amazing. The PLF is amazing. If every family could use it, I would encourage it.
Our core values of belonging, respect, empowerment, exploration, and stewardship keep ECS centered with every client in mind. As we confront the most pressing challenges in our region, our programs drive significant transformation in the lives of thousands. We are deeply appreciative of your steadfast support, which empowers us to meet our clients where they are, whether they are children entering preschool or adults battling addiction and homelessness. Each act of kindness plays a crucial role in changing lives and overcoming challenges. Our commitment is reflected in the smiles and stories of those we serve, demonstrating our purpose to cultivate a strong and vibrant San Diego region.
Thank you for supporting ECS.
Episcopal Community Services, breaking barriers and transforming communities.
Well, now that you've got to see and hear from some of our clients, I just wanted to give you a little overview of just the depth of the services that we provide. With over 25 locations serving about 10,000 individuals every year, with 450 employees and 17 Head Start sites. So the agency itself is large, and we're doing some really great work. So we're touching lives through a wide range of programs, as you saw in the video. So either through early childhood education, through mental health services, homeless solutions, or addiction recovery. What makes our work unique is really this holistic approach and compassionate support that we offer. We don't just provide services, we walk alongside people on their journeys, helping them overcome barriers and build pathways to brighter futures. Our work is deeply rooted in the belief that everyone deserves dignity and the opportunity to thrive. Whether it's helping someone find stable housing, supporting a family through one of our Head Start programs, or offering mental health resources, ECS's approach is transformative, not transactional. Another thing that makes ECS unique, and something that I love about ECS, is our deep Episcopal identity, rooted in our strong relationship with the Episcopal Diocese of San Diego and parishes and schools across the region, including St. Paul's Cathedral. Our work reflects the core Episcopal values of service and justice and compassion by offering transformative programs that meet the most urgent needs of our communities. These efforts not only strengthen ECS's impact, but also amplify the Episcopal Church's identity in the wider community as a beacon of hope and action. So these pictures are just a few of our outreach programs, from the Good News Festival to working with the Diocesan Youth Committee, to working with our Episcopal schools. We have a really strong connection with Christ Church Day School, and also the Bishop School. And we have a representative here today. Awesome. Well, now it's time for the main show, the main stars of the show, I should say, our panel. So we have today's panel, which features not only ECS board members, but also special members of our St. Paul's community, who I'm sure some of you can recognize. These individuals are leading the charge in innovative and forward-thinking ways, guiding the future growth of ECS while remaining deeply committed to both our missions and visions. Now, I can honestly say that I could chat with each of them all day, so it's a real treat to have all four of them here and hear from them. Together, we'll dive into how their faith transforms their leadership at ECS and what it means to serve and how we can continue to foster a community where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. So please give a round of applause and help me welcome them. Alrighty, so we'll just start by some personal introductions. So maybe we can start with Justin at the end and work our way to Rockette. But just to start, let's get to know you a little bit better. If you could introduce yourself and maybe share a personal story or reflection about your involvement with both ECS and with St. Paul's Cathedral.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me? No. Hello. Okay, good morning. My name is Justin Lewis. I am a member of St. Paul's Cathedral, a former member of chapter, and I've been sitting on the board of ECS for ages, or maybe about 2 months. But when Rocky asked me if I'd be interested in serving on the board in this way, I was like, I think so. But I think what really drew me to being interested in it was ECS's reputation. I did not know all the nitty-gritty of like every program and every policy and everything that they did. But whenever I had heard something over the years, that was always the positive. It was always something that was really impactful, that was meaningful, that really spoke to me and sort of my own faith and my own journey as an Episcopalian. And so I was like, yeah, I'd like to learn more. And so as I've learned more and kind of had chances to speak with other board members, other staff members, and Angel, to hear more about the different things that we do with ECS throughout the county, it has just really even strengthened my conviction even more to be part of this organization. It is so well aligned with what we are as Episcopalians, kind of like quiet but thoughtful, data informed and meaningful, wanting to have impact in the world. And when it comes to things of supporting organizations, there's so much need out there, but we often don't know how to make an impact. And being able to partner with a professional organization that is doing that work in a meaningful way lets you kind of be an evangelist almost on the side. You're supporting the organization, supporting the people. I can't go out and teach people. I can't, I'm not a therapist. I'm not, a professional in those ways, but I can support those people who do that work, and that is a really meaningful reward to me. As a member of, I work in higher education, and believe it or not, I can see the impact of Early Start on my first year students. Students who had a strong foundation in programs like Head Start go through their high school career and educational career with a much more, a better understanding of how to be learners, of how to use their education in a positive way, and they're more prepared for college. So it looks like something so small, starting at Head Start and so young, but trust me, it has a major impact, and that's one of the major reasons that I'm so proud to be part of this organization right now.
Hi, I'm Jen Zhao, and everything he said, I agree. So I don't need to go any further, but I have served on the board for 6 years. I've been involved with ECS for 10 years. And how I became, I'll just give you an example of ECS and how it means so much to me is that there was something in the bulletin that said, do you want to be a liaison with ECS? I'm like, who's ECS? So anyway, I found out more and I said, oh, okay. So I went across the street with one of the old liaisons, which was Robin Taylor, and we went and looked at what Safe Haven was, which I didn't even realize is only 1 block away, in case you guys didn't know. And I went in there, and I wasn't even sure about what the working with homeless people meant. But when I got in there, I was like, wow, this is their home. It was not very good. They had hodgepodge stuff for furniture. I talked to the people, and the people were very nice and gave me a whole different perspective when I left there. But talking to them, they were like, yeah, this is my home, and I really don't like it here. I'd rather live outside. And that just broke my heart. I said, what can I do? And that's where my faith came in, and my change of heart of what homelessness was and what homeless people were. They were just regular people. I don't know why I thought any different, because I didn't know any better. And I'm proud to say I know lots more, and I was given a gift to get to know who they are. And so I came back to church and started getting people involved and trying to help transform their lives and give them a place to say that this is my home. I'm here. They're transitional people, but they are people. And that's what they needed. They needed an advocate. They wanted somebody that cared. And that's why I got involved. So, thank you.
And just to add, our Safe Haven is nothing like that anymore. Thanks to the hard work that
Yes, that's right. It's not like that anymore.
we put a lot of work and effort into it over the past 10 years. So, and we welcome anyone to come and take a look.
Sorry about that.
My name is Ross Sippel. I am a parishioner here at St. Paul's, and about maybe 6 months ago, there was a welcome home kit stuffing party, I think, after the 10:30 service. And I came and I was having a structured conversation with Angel, and I heard about ECS, and I was already on several committees here, one being finance, the other building and grounds, and some other ones as well. And I made the comment, I don't know why the conversation went to this, and they said, well, what do you do? Oh, I'm a volunteer. What do you, oh, I'm on the finance committee. We need people in the finance committee. You know, and I had said like 2 weeks before, I said to a few people, maybe I should get involved outside of St. Paul's. Always, when you put that out there, you never know how it's going to get back to you. So it did. So, it was fun to say. I talked to him. Just, yeah, would you be interested? Oh, sure, whatever. Well, I get an invitation to go to Richard Lee, who's a director over, I think, in City Heights. His place, he's on the board, I guess, at ECS. And I was invited to a party. It was an annual party. And the thing, I didn't know a whole lot about the ECS, but when I walked into that party, and everybody there was so passionate, and compassionate and passionate, loved what they did. They were, they were doing it with a purpose. There was not one person who did not have a, non-social justice bone in their body. I really was impressed. And I can tell you that was infectious. Now, of course, coming out of COVID, it's probably not the best word to use, but it was. And so in conversations with Elizabeth and then with other staff at ECS, I decided, okay, maybe I'll give the finance committee a try. They invited me to be on the finance committee. And I've now been there for 4 months, and all I can say, I've come into what I would probably call a dynamic situation right now. But it has been just in those 4 months. I've never been to any of the places. I don't have a favorite, a favorite program. But having been in the mental health field years ago, working with mentally ill homeless people years and years ago, as well as people who had histories of institutionalization. This is an organization there are more organizations like this that are needed. And the fact that they serve 10,000 people a year plus is impressive. And so I'm looking forward, I'm going into month 5, I think, and I'm looking forward to being able to really help the organization, not just be good financial stewards, but to absolutely thrive. So I'm looking forward to, in terms of my faith, the mission statement here and the mission statement with ECS are 100% compatible. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Raquette Ewell, and I am a member here at St. Paul's and was on chapter. Justin and I served during COVID, during the same time. And I'm also currently a board member at ECS. I got involved with ECS because Elizabeth asked me to. I was fully prepared when she said, "Oh, can we get together for lunch?" I was fully prepared to say no. In my work, I have the privilege of getting to know people who lead nonprofit organizations across the state now. And ECS and the sort of Elizabeth, I think, was just kind of getting established as the new CEO. I had heard good things. I knew of the organization. I knew of it from attending here. And for me, other than Elizabeth asking in a very persuasive way, for me, the most powerful thing was the idea of faith in action. We think of it in a personal way, but it is, with ECS, it feels like I'm supporting faith in action in an institutional and community way. So by being part of a board of an organization that's grounded in faith but out doing work in the community, it's almost like my individual faith is being multiplied in all different directions. And it is remarkable to see. My take is that faith-based organizations have something that, yes, other nonprofits, we see them do remarkable work. Faith-based organizations do something that is beyond the ordinary. And every time, whether it's at a board meeting or whether it's at an event, I'm always reminded that yes, this is about meeting the physical needs, and really it's about helping people transform their lives in all different kinds of ways, and in some of the most important ways as well. And it's just not often you get the gift of being at that intersection where it's all working. It's pretty remarkable.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. See, I'm already learning so much and I'm already getting choked up. Well, the next question is just if we want to dive a little bit deeper into ECS. One of the things we hear a lot in the community is sometimes people are just so surprised by all the different programs we have. So I'm going to ask just Jen and Raquette, who have been around a little bit longer, if they can just speak to what their favorite ECS program is. So we have 5 programs altogether. Our Safe Haven programs, Central East Regional Recovery Center, Para las Familias, and our Head Start program, and Accord, sorry. So if you want to just speak a little bit about your favorite one and why it's your favorite.
So our organization, the bank I work for, helps to support Uptown Safe Haven because we have 3 pillars because we're a bank and we have to have structure and pillars. The work, home, and play, and the 3 pillars we consider to be sort of the foundational things that communities need in order to do well. And decent, safe, affordable housing is a prerequisite for everything, including your sanity, your emotional health, your ability to identify the cause of the pain and work through it. You need a safe place to do that. And that's why it's a pillar for our organization and why that resonates with me personally, because especially for people who have kind of a dual diagnosis and they're unhoused in a stable way, it's just so hard. So that intervention is literally life-saving, I think. And favorite is probably maybe not the right word, but certainly it's foundational.
Well, I guess I don't want to say favorite either, but Uptown Safe Haven is one of my babies that I love. And then because I work for the Cathedral, I don't have to follow pillars, I guess. But I do have to follow some things because Penny makes me. Now, I love Uptown Safe Haven. I love the fact that I was able to help transform their place, as I forgot to say. It wasn't a mess continuously. But also the people there I got to know on one-on-one basis, and just getting the time to understand what their needs are. Just like a simple thing of, we need eye exams. So I got involved and got some people from here, and then got them eye exams down at Lens Crafters. The only thing we couldn't do was find them shuttle to get there, but we would try to help them. And these people are just great people that have, yes, mental illness and stuff, but they just need a foundation, a home, a place where where ECS has provided them some guidance for recovery and to just come back into our society. And really, that's all they want. It's also what I learned from them too, is it's scary. They sometimes are like, oh, I'm ready to fly the coop, but I'm kind of scared. And these are things that we don't think about, I don't think about, and it's like we have to really walk that journey, as Angel said. And we're not a hand out, we are a hand up. And also CIRC is my other one too. We did a couple of donations of food bags for them, and then the people that come into the recovery center, they would get a bag of food or water and stuff so that they can go back to wherever they came from after their sessions and stuff like that. So CIRC is another one of my babies. I think that's it, really. I just love this organization, and I'm very glad to be part of it.
And Head Start's really critically.
Right, yeah, Head Start, I know Head Start is, my mom has been a Head Start teacher for over 27 years. In Denver, so I grew up knowing about Head Start and seeing the transformation that Head Start has, and that's actually why I became a teacher for a couple years. I only lasted a couple years, not 27 years. But yes, teaching and our staff do an amazing job, so I always want to shout them out as well. Awesome. Justin, did you have a connection with the program? Oh. Okay, awesome. All right, so we've been talking a little bit about the connection between ECS and the Cathedral. So in what ways does ECS's work help fulfill the Cathedral's mission and values? If you can just kind of mention a little bit about how does ECS programs and services align with and support the Cathedral's goals?
Jen is headed the mic. I think that the most basic way that ECS is able to kind of put our faith into action is kind of like I said before. It's like we are not all professionals who can support students or children or unhoused members of our society, mentally ill people, but ECS can. And being Episcopalian, being a person of faith, is more than what we do on Sundays. It's how we're able to live our lives and actually kind of be true to our mission and to our faith and to our values. And supporting an organization like ECS that is actually literally putting that faith into action is such an important part of that for me. And I think ECS, having the E in ECS, Episcopal Community Services, is another way that we are able to kind of put our faith out there for people to see. It's not Lutheran Community Service, not Baptist Community Service, it's Episcopal Community Services. And although I'm new, I'm pretty sure our services don't come with a Bible or, our people aren't dragged into church on Sundays or anything else. It's just literally an expression of our faith and our values in how we're supporting people to be the best that they can be. Not the best Episcopalians, just the best humans that they can be. And understanding those basic needs, that basic safety, that basic sense of belonging, which our programs are able to provide to folks who are often on the fringes of society for no reason of their own. I mean, so many folks, especially in California, where it is so expensive and so challenging to live just day to day, can be a paycheck away from being a client of ECS, being homeless, not having the support for drug or substance abuse, or children who need help in school. So being able to be Episcopal Community Services, putting our faith out there for folks to say, this is what is important to us, being supportive of our community, making our community stronger, is what it means to be an Episcopalian, and at the most basic level. And so I think that is one way that it is so clearly tied to our mission at the Cathedral, where we get the faith down, we get our services down, we have everything else, but then here is the organization that puts that faith, what we learn on Sunday, into work the rest of the week.
I agree. And thank you. Anyway, our mission here at St. Paul's is love all, serve all, welcome all. And we try to live by that all the time. And that aligns with the transforming lives, with the faith in God, with ECS. And one of our most powerful programs we have here is Showers of Blessings, and quite a few members here attend. And it's heartbreaking to see the people here that come here, but it's also a good feeling when you leave after Showers of Blessings. It's the same thing as helping the people at ECS, because they're so happy for just a meal, and we're just there to serve them. We're not doing anything but serving them, helping them, whatever their needs are, offering them a shower, which is the same thing that intersects with what ECS does in their transitional housing, or the recovery program, or Head Start, or Powerless Familias. It's just offering resources ECS has more of, because they have the people to serve the people in action than we do. We just do our showers, but it's the same beliefs that we have in our church and our faith. And that's what's important, because it's not just a Sunday like Justin says, it's every day. And whatever you can do, it's not a big commitment, whether it's 5-10 minutes, an hour, making somebody smile, could be just walking down the street, that you say hi to someone, and that's part of our faith. Thank you.
Okay, I agree with both. I think it is. Doesn't seem to. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. On top of everything that they've said, everything that's been said, I think for me, again, 4 months in the finance committee there, 2 years in the finance, 2.5 years in the finance committee here at St. Paul. The thing that I, right now, think is important is to do stuff that's boring but important. Nobody wants to do finance. Nobody wants to look at the numbers. Really, very few people want to do that. And it's nobody's fault. That's just, I'm a numbers guy, but it's important as well. I am, absolutely. But when I take a look at some coming into a dynamic situation that we have, in the middle of something, I realize the importance of making those numbers work and working with a team, working with a great finance committee, a couple of people here on that committee here, and a great board. And because if the numbers don't work, the organization won't either. And that's that for me right now, that's important. Making the numbers work, not just making them work, but helping the organization become and thrive even more by making them work better. So that's my faith in action right now. I'm sure it'll probably generalize to other areas, but I think even the stuff that's boring but important to me is as important. To me, is as important as the outreach. So.
Did you want me to add something? I think
Yeah, we'll start with you then, Rocket. So we this morning I'm really excited because my best friend's baby is getting baptized here at the 10:30 service, and so I've been thinking a lot about the future. Seeing what we're leaving for future generations, and so my question is kind of looking ahead. What role can ECS and St. Paul's Cathedral play in addressing unmet needs in our community? Like, what's your dream vision for the future of both organizations, and where do you see opportunities for further collaboration and impact? So, dream big, just put it out there.
So I had the honor of being part of the work on the capital campaign for the cathedral. And at the very beginning, when we did the needs assessment, I say we, the consultants, in conjunction with us, did the needs assessment. We had a vision for, creating the music center, but there also was a lot of conversation about how do we support people who are unhoused, who are in our neighborhood? How do we take showers of blessing and institutionalize it in a programmatic way that leverages resources that are already in the community, but takes us from that moment one Saturday with people to a resource center for just ongoing support. And I think that's consistent with the larger vision of a cathedral in the city, really. So my personal kind of big vision is that there's ECS programming that's done in conjunction, in partnership and collaboration with St. Paul's, really around supporting our unhoused neighbors and potentially other kinds of ways as well that happen in this building on this campus. I think it'd be really cool if ECS's offices were in this building too. Dare I be so bold to say that out loud. And I also think everybody is our neighbor when we talk about who is our neighbor, and that's at the core of our cathedral, really being there for everybody. And I guess my future vision is how do we align that with the things that ECS organizationally is about, and figure out sort of ways to be mutually supportive and mutually just enlarging sort of the gift that's here on campus out into the broader world.
I think for me, I looked at a statistic the other day that from 2010 to 2022, the 65 and older population here in San Diego County had increased by 43.5%. And it's only going to get bigger. And I think that with all the programs that ECS has, one of the areas that I think would be a really good, I don't want to say growth area because that doesn't really sound right, but I'll say it anyway. I think one of the areas, one of the populations, I think to look at in a more targeted way are the elderly, 65 and older, because there's going to be a lot of elderly who are falling into homelessness right now. A lot of them are falling into substance abuse, and you're just the numbers, and the numbers are only going to grow. And so I think my vision, not really my vision, but my hope is that in the future, ECS could expand into serving, to coming up with targeted programs to serve that particular population. And by the way, the Episcopal Church is aging as well. And so I think, looking at, you're going to have more people in need who are going to be older. Some people might even be in this congregation. And so, and just as Justin said earlier, this is a very expensive place to live, and it doesn't take much for people to fall really far. So my hope would be, along with what Ronquette said, that we can come up with, expand the programs to kind of target that population.
I know we're all saying the same thing. We've been paid to do that, but just kidding. Anyway, that has been my vision with Ronquette had spoken, because I've been working with ECS for 10 years now, and before they had this friend-to-friend place, and that they used to have some social workers come out on our shower days, and it was really cool because they were the people in action. They could help us out. We don't have those resources, so it was great. And I've always wanted to have ECS here, just even their counselors, like down in our Undercroft, because that's the only place we have right now. But we are thinking about it. It's a little secret, but we want to do some outreach and redo all the downstairs and maybe have real showers for people to come in, versus we do have a standalone shower out here, but we want to serve more, and we just need help, and that's the inaction that we're trying to do. And that is my hope. I really hope we have something. And the aging, I work with a lot of elder people, and it breaks my heart too, because they don't even know how to really survive in this world with technology, with everything, and I'll probably be there sooner than later. So anyway, but that's my hope, and I really believe that we can make things happen. We're making things happen with voices of our city. They rent our downstairs over here, and we work great partnership with them, and we're helping their unhoused population too. So we're getting better. So thank you.
Ditto. I think one thing that's so unique about the cathedral and our location is that we are literally a buffer between homelessness and gentrification. On one side we have people who are living literally in the park. On the other side we have cranes around us building multi-million-dollar homes constantly. So how do we live our mission in the midst of that? We can't ignore the folks to our right and serve the folks to our left. And ECS offers an interesting way to serve both and to really be that estuary where all these two things are mixing to create peace, to create harmony, to show that there are opportunities in the midst of gentrification. That gentrification doesn't mean cleaning people out. It also can include helping people and providing new resources that help everyone, not just giving people a place to run or walk their dogs, but also a safe place for people who are down on their luck or who don't have an opportunity to then get the help and get the resources that we need. I think that's a central tenet of faith, that it needs to be equitable and fair, and that we can't just, be a church that serves the wealthy or serves the people who have clothes or cars to come and drive. But how do we serve everyone in our community? Because that's what is the core of the gospel. It's like serving people, regardless of where they are, regardless of where they come. So when we talk about kind of the nitty-gritty of an office or a service or anything, all those things tie together with the ECS's mission and the cathedral's mission of serving people. And how do we do that in the best that we can in our community?
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. While we still have the panel up here, we're going to do a little quick Q&A. We have some time for some questions. I feel like my questions were pretty easy, so I'm looking for some hardball questions for our panel. So if anyone has any questions, or maybe if you'd like to make a comment, please, yeah.
Last night at the Richard and Carol Lee's home, we had a listening hub discussion on hope. And Donna was going to be, brought up that, that this ECS is really a source of hope. And hearing his talk is that for me. Because, first, we can't count on the federal level. And to see this locally and with people of faith is just so heartwarming to see. I have to say it. Based on my own experience, I'm with the university. We're working with underprivileged women who have pregnancy or postpartum depression. And it started with public health nurses just thinking, we don't know how to treat this. So they went to the county developed this, these innovation programs. And then they partnered with the university. And it's so, these are so enthusiastic. This is the way how grant funding should work from the bottom up. And, compared to the university where there are a lot of numbers people, but they're not people of faith, right, mostly. And so it's, the motivation is to generate revenue. It's not to help people. And so it's just so encouraging to see this. And I'm just, I don't want you to spread yourselves too thin, but you're doing so much good work. And I'm just remembering Dean Richardson saying, the church can't do all this, we've got to outsource it. So I guess my question is who else are you outsourcing to? I mean, the March of Dimes or, this program I work with is called ADAPT, Accessible Depression and Anxiety Treatment, peripartum treatment. I'm just wondering what other sources out there to keep this going.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you so much for that. I'm also really filled with hope as well, listening to our panel, and just being out in our communities all the time. That's one of the joys that I have in my job currently. So in terms of diversified funding streams, we have several different ones. So all the way from federal to state and local grants. So our biggest program is our Head Start program. And as you all know, that's a federal program that was set up in the 1960s, I believe, to really stop the cycle of poverty in our community. So we have that program, and then we also work with state and local grants as well. So yeah, we try to take from a lot of different pots. And I know that's one of the challenges that the Finance Committee is having because there is so many different pools that we're pulling from. And so that's what keeps it exciting.
I would just add that there's a pretty robust universe of really good, impactful, not-for-profit organizations that are doing good work. And I will say one of the things that I think the leadership at ECS does really well is collaborate when it makes sense and when it will drive innovation and creativity in how we are meeting needs. And that's just constantly something that I've seen Elizabeth do. And it's, I think, top of mind as planning happens for the future. How do we keep doing what we're doing and improving, but how are we leveraging other relationships, partnerships, and opportunities that are in spaces maybe ECS hasn't done before, but where it can be a productive and thoughtful, positive engagement, always top of mind, I think.
The other thing too is I've made ECS part of my legacy. So in my planning, and just like probably with church too, because I want this to go on after I'm gone and whoever's in charge, but I want to make sure that there's a piece of something that I can offer them when I'm gone that will keep this surviving. So that's another thing to think about.
Yeah, that private philanthropy piece is pretty huge as well. And something that we also rely on pretty heavily. Okay, another question?
I'll go ahead and stand. I just wanted to know, when they have these showers of blessings, what Saturday is that? I was talking to a gentleman before the service who looked like he probably used to shower. I just wanted to know what Saturday is the showers of blessings?
It's the second Saturday.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass it on.
8 until 10. It just varies, it depends on how many people are there. 8 to 11? 7 to 10? Okay.
7 a.m. to 10 p.m. 10 a.m.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's in the great hall.
Okay, this is over here, right? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Just want to pass it on. Thank you.
So
we do have members of ECS that come too to help with the showers. So
Good,
I just wanted to add that.
Awesome. Well, I hope you're as excited about ECS as I am right now. And we talked a little bit about the future, but I also just wanted to comment, 97 years ago, we had a small group of Episcopalians a couple miles down who had big ideas for the future. And I don't think, 97 years ago, they could have imagined the ECS that we have today. So I'm hoping, maybe in 97 years, we'll come back to this forum and, and we'll see where ECS is, Right. As we, as you look forward to your next few months and weeks ahead, you're probably wondering how you can get involved with ECS, right? Yes. Well, the first one is prayer. I think we hit the nail on the head on a lot of our talk about faith in action, but part of our faith is to really be united in prayer together. So on behalf of myself and all of my colleagues who do amazing work in the community, I just ask that you lift us up in prayer as you go about your day and your worship service. Just think about us and hopefully send a little prayer for us. I know we need it. We also have an opportunity to join our email list. So we have a great communications team who puts out some really amazing, impactful stories about the work that ECS is doing in the community. So if you're not part of the email list yet, my colleagues Tim and Kevin will be in the back table, and you can shoot them write down your email for them. We're always looking for donations as well. And again, you can talk to Tim and Kevin and Elizabeth and myself if you'd like to join our ECS Donors Club. And then the last thing is to volunteer. We do have some exciting volunteer opportunities coming up, including our Family to Family for the holidays. So this is a program that we started about 3 years ago, where we match families that are being served by ECS to donor families, and you get their wish list, and you get to hear and meet the family and kind of learn a little bit about some of the struggles the family's going through, and you get to buy Christmas presents for them and deliver it to their homes, so you get that real face-to-face time. And I think the name Family to Family just really shows a lot of the charism that ECS has about looking at families as a whole and being united with them in their struggles and also in their joys. So we're looking for some sponsors for that program. So we have a registration link that's open now. If you can't get the QR code from the screen, we also have some information in the back table that you can sign up for. So we'd love to have your support on that. And with that, I just want to thank the panel again. So if you could help me give them a round of applause. And thank you all for being here. We'll be available in the back. Oh, and sorry, just one more thing. I just wanted to give Elizabeth Fitzsimons a shout out as well as our CEO who's here in the back. So if you have any questions or complaints, that's who you should talk to. Thank you, everyone.